Hey, hello guys. Once again, this is Mr. B's Chemistry Embassy, a channel that is dedicated to chemistry, teaching young ones and old folks how to manipulate their ways through chemistry. So this channel helps you with anything chemistry. So what are we discussing today? So today we're going to be discussing about molecular weight. So how do you calculate molecular weight? Yeah, it involves a little bit of calculations, which is really easy actually. But I know, a lot of people when they hear anything calculations, they don't like calculations. But but I'll rest assure you that this molecular weight calculation is really easy. So how do we calculate molecular weight? In a question they may ask you, they may give you a compound. So if you guys still remember what is an element and what is a compound. So an element is a single thing on the periodic table. So let's take an element. So carbon is represented by C. So carbon is an element on the periodic table. So oxygen is represented by O. So your oxygen is an element on the periodic table. So then what is a compound? So this is an element. So these are elements. Then what is a compound? So a compound. So compound is a combination of two or more elements. So let's say our very famous gas, carbon dioxide, CO2. So this is a compound. So how many elements can you find here? So we can find two elements here. So we have your carbon and your oxygen. So carbon and oxygen, when they combine together, they form carbon dioxide with two of oxygen. So that gives you a compound. So this is a compound. So two or more elements. So that's a compound. So that is not where we are actually going today. So today I want to show you guys how to easily calculate molecular weight. It's a very easy calculation. So let's say, okay, so they gave us a simple compound. So carbon dioxide. And they ask you guys, so this is CO2. So calculate the molecular weight of carbon dioxide. So how are you going to calculate the molecular weight of this carbon dioxide? It's very easy. So the first thing you need is your periodic table. So I have my periodic table right here with me. So this is my periodic table. This is what I'm using. Now, so if I look at my periodic table, so I'll see that carbon has two numbers. So one of the number is 6 and the other number is 12. Pay very good attention. This is very important so that you don't make the mistakes again. So carbon has two numbers, so 6 and 12. So can anybody tell me what number represents 6? What is 6? So if anybody says atomic number, so that is very correct. So your 6 is your atomic number, and if anybody says mass number is a 12, so that is very correct as well. So mass number is 12 is your mass number. So carbon has 6 numbers, so 6 and 12. So your atomic number is 6 and your mass number is 12. So the atomic number is always a smaller number and the mass number is always a big number. Now, so let's look at oxygen. So when you look here, you see that oxygen has two numbers as well. So oxygen has 8 and 16. So your mass number is 16 and your atomic number is 8. So I remember atomic number AN, the mass number MN is 16. So how do we use these two numbers to calculate our molecular weight? It is very, very important that in calculation of your molecular weight, we always use your mass number, not the atomic number. We always use our what? Our mass number to calculate our molecular weight. Always the mass number. We leave out the atomic number. Always the mass number. Now, so we have these two compounds, CO2. So how do we calculate the molecular weight? So all we do is that CO2. So we take the mass number of carbon. So what is the mass number of carbon here? We say that the mass number is what? 12. So 12. 12 is our mass number of carbon. Then we add that to the mass number of oxygen. What is the mass number of oxygen here? 16. So we add 12 plus 16, but we're not done. Be very careful. Because oxygen, we have 2 oxygen here. So we have to multiply 16 by 2 to give us the actual number of our oxygen. And when we multiply 16 by 2, we have what? 32. Now, we can now add 12 plus 32. So 12 plus 32, if anybody wants to do the math, so if anybody says 12 plus 32, if anybody says 44 grams, so that is correct. Always remember your units, grams. So the mass, the molecular weight of this carbon dioxide, CO2, is 44. So like I said, you take the mass number of carbon 12, then we add it to the mass number of oxygen. But always be very careful. You have to look at the subscript. So if there is any number here, whatever number is here, you're going to multiply it with your mass number of that element. So let's say, for example, we have 3 here. So we have to multiply this 12 by 3 to give us the actual number of our carbon dioxide. So that is how you know how to calculate your molecular weight. So let's do more examples. So I hope that you guys are following me. So let's do more example. All right. So let's do SO2. No, SO rather. So let's do SO. So this is sulfur oxide. So this is what? Sulfur oxide. So it's a gas as well. So they ask us to calculate the molecular weight of the sulfur oxide. So what is the first thing we do? So let's take out our S. Then we go to the periodic table and we look for sulfur. So when we look, so we see that sulfur has what? 2 numbers. So sulfur has 16 and 32. Of course, our oxygen has what? 8 and 16. So oxygen is 8 and 16. So we've solved part of the problem. So we've solved our sulfur and oxygen. Now, so this is our atomic number and our mass number. Atomic number, mass number. So the next step now is to calculate the molecular weight. So SO. So what number do we use again for our molecular weight? It's always our mass number. So and what is the mass number of sulfur here? We have what? 32. So that is the mass number of sulfur. Then what is the mass number of oxygen here? We see that it's what? 16. So we add 16. So when you add 32 plus 16, so that's going to give us what? 48. Always remember your what? Your unit. So this is going to be 48 grams. Now, so this, the molecular weight for our sulfur dioxide is what? Is 48 grams. So that is how you calculate your molecular weight easily. So now, so let me do one more example and we will be done for today. All right. So let's do methane. Methane is a gas, CH4. So what is the first thing we do? Our carbon. Look on your periodic table. You have carbon to be what? 6 and 12. Then your hydrogen is what? 1 and 2, right? Your hydrogen is 1 and 1 rather. 1 and 1. So 6 is your atomic number and your mass number is what? 12. So atomic number, mass number. So how do you calculate this? So your CH4. So what is the, remember I said we always use our what? Our mass number. So it's 12 plus, what is the mass number of hydrogen? 1. But remember we have 4 hydrogen, so you're going to multiply by 4. So that's going to be what? 12 plus what? 4. and it's going to be what, 16 grams. Always remember your molecular your unit. So the molecular weight of your methane gas is going to be what? 16 grams. So that is how you calculate your molecular weight. So I hope that you guys are enjoying this video. So if you guys are enjoying it, so I want you guys to give me a thumbs up, like, and subscribe as well, so that I will be able to post more videos. And of course, your like and your subscription actually help out the algorithms of this channel, so that it's going to push it more to more students. Right, so thank you guys. So this is all I have for you today, so I'll see you guys next time. Bye.